Alrighty, a 10 out of 10 difficulty quest. Is it? Yeah, I think it is. I think this is definitely the hardest quest I've ever played. It's definitely the hardest quest I've ever had to try to build a deck for that has a chance of beating it. So, to play this one, I'm going to do things a little different. I'm going to go through an example of how to set up the game, talk a little bit of strategy, and then I'm going to play 2 games against this quest. I'm going to pull out the rules. Alright, so let's take a look at this. I'm going to just read them all. We shuffle our decks, then we place our heroes and set the threat levels. Then we set up our token bank. We determine the first player. We draw our setup hands, take a mulligan if we want. Then we set the quest cards, and then we follow the scenario setup instructions. So what makes this quest so hard? Well, we're going to be talking about that as we're going through the official setup, following it to the letter. Alright, everything's shuffled. Next, it says place your heroes. So my initial starting threat is 12 plus 11 plus 5, which is 28. There we go. Okay, I'm going to set up my token bank. I'm going to determine the first player, which I will indicate using this ring. Draw your setup hand. So I get to draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a look at those 6 cards and then take a mulligan if you want to. Alright, step 7. Follow the scenario setup instructions. And this is one of the main reasons why this quest is so difficult. Alright, our decks can't be more than 50 cards. Okay, create the Power of Mordor deck. Remember this thing? The 2020 of encounter decks? Where each card is just the worst? These are all just terrible, terrible things. They're raising your threat. You can't attack enemies the first time they engage you. This guy, give me a break. I mean, oh my god, these cards are terrible. So yeah, this thing is back. Great. What else we gotta do? Each player puts 1 copy of Olkar's Guard into play. Alright. Okay, it's attacking for 4. And it takes 6 to kill it. Great, okay. That's engaged with me. Anything else? Add Thane Olkar and all 4 copies of the Storm the Castle side quest to the staging area. Okay. Oh, he's only attacking for 6. He's immune. His threat goes up for each castle side quest you have in the victory display. He starts at 1. And then after he attacks, reveal the top card of the encounter deck. Awesome. Great. Alright, Storm the Castle side quest. So we're going to put all 4 of these into the staging area. We'll talk about those in a second here. Place the top card of the Power of Mordor deck face up under each side quest in play. So now we get to the first really random part of this quest. You can't do anything about which one of these cards ends up where it does, because one of these is going to be revealed when you advance to stage 2. And you have no control over which one that is. And it might be the one that your deck is not very good at handling. You can pick and choose between the 4 that you're placing underneath these side quests. Alright, here we go. Let's see which one ends up. So we end up with Covered in Darkness, Doomed to 5, and we can't reduce our threat by more than 1. Okay, that's fun. The Armies of Mordor. After a non-unique enemy engages a player, that enemy cannot take damage until the end of the round. Okay. Kamal the Easterling. Yep, he's terrible. He's terrible. He automatically engages the first player. And Under the Watchful Eye. When revealed, each player with more than 5 cards in his hand discards cards from his hand until he has only 5. And then Forced. After a player draws any number of cards, he raises his threat by 1. On the podcast, we talked about how Ally Elfhelm is amazing against that one. Because as long as he's ready, when your threat is raised by an encounter card or quest card effect, you reduce your threat by 1. So every round when you're drawing your card, if he's going to be ready, so he's going to stop the effect of that. But that's if you have him in play. Alright, so that means this one, the Tower of Barador, it's a 5 threat location. It stays in the staging area. And then each player's threat elimination level is reduced by 5. Nothing you can do about that. That's going to get revealed later. Okay? Are we done? Nope. Still more to do. All right. Each player places 8 cards from the top of his deck under the quest deck in each side quest in play. All right. So now we come to it. Like, this is the reason this quest is so hard to plan against. I'm going to place 8 cards underneath the cards as it said. All right, I've done that. Each of these side quests now have 8 of my cards under it, plus there's 8 cards over here. I will never see those cards. I never get those back. Hopefully there's nothing I needed in them. And that leaves me with a deck of 4 cards. And that's why this quest is so hard. If you're playing a deck like, I don't know, with Elrond, and you're hoping to get Vilya, well, you better hope Vilya was either in your 6 cards that you drew, or it's in the 4 cards that are left in your deck. You can't even put cards in your deck that let you search your deck to find things, because your deck is only 4 cards. It just makes everything so much harder. This is it. This is my deck. This plus the 6 cards I have in my opening hand. That's all I have to play with to start the game. I cannot dig for anything. Master of the Forge, search the top 5 cards, and then, okay, what I needed wasn't in my top 5, but now I get to shuffle, and hopefully now it's going to be in my top 5 for my next turn. Can't do that because you only have 4 cards. So that makes this quest so dang difficult. And now we get to the point where I really want to talk about the rules. Because step 7 there, follow the scenario setup instructions. After that step, that's when you do any setup effects on player cards. Caleb has ruled on this. That's the current ruling, so that's the one I'm going to follow. So, something like Thurindir, who says, setup, search your deck for a side quest and add it to your hand. This is your deck. It's 4 cards. I mean, maybe a side quest that you want is in there, but it's pretty risky. The One Ring. I'm not 100% sure where the One Ring is technically. I always just pull it out of my deck before I start shuffling and stuff, but I'm not using it because I'm not really sure how it works. Plus, it's really, really dangerous for this quest. I mean, threat is such a huge issue with this quest. But also, its setup effect, again, you only get to search the top 4 cards. And if the ring is supposed to be in your deck and you're supposed to dig it out at this point, the odds are it is not in those 4 cards. So if someone knows the exact ruling of that and wants to comment, let me know. But I know the text on that card. And then here's the worst one. Messenger of the King. Setup. Choose a non-neutral unique ally from your deck and put it into play, and then it becomes a hero. Well, you would do that right now. So if you had a deck where you were hoping to turn Furial into a Messenger of the King, because she's amazing in this quest, you would have to hope she's one of these 4 cards. That is the only way you can do it, based on the current ruling of the setup effects. So it really, really shuts down Messenger of the King decks. That makes it hard. I mean, that's not the only reason this quest is hard, but like I said, you have 10 cards to get going with this scenario, and you better hope you can clear one of these side quests with those 10 cards, because if you can't, you lose. You're guaranteed to lose. Okay, so let's talk about these castle side quests. There are 4 of them. You're going to be revealing them at random. You will get to see the Power of Mordor card that's underneath each of these, so you kind of make your decision based on which Power of Mordor card you can handle, and then you flip these side quests over, and you do whatever it says. The top 2 are about equal difficulty. The first one is 6 quest points. The second one is 8 quest points. For the 6 quest point one, you discard cards until you get an enemy, 1 enemy per player, and then the 8 quest point one is you discard cards until you get a location, 1 location per player. The next one is 10 quest points, and you have to deal 1 damage to every character. That's really bad. I mean, if you have a lot of allies out, 1 damage each can knock out a lot of your Essential allies, that knocks out a lot of healer allies, so that's a really difficult one if your deck doesn't have a way to counter that. And then the fourth one is the absolute worst. It's called No Quarter. It's 12 quest points, so it's the most quest points to clear. And then you have to discard 4 of the 8 cards you put under it. I mean, the whole point of clearing these things is to get your cards back, and you lose 4 of them. And then you choose one of the cards that you discarded, and you have to discard any cards that are in play or in your hand that match that card by name. So, I mean, if only one of the cards matches a card you've already played or have in hand, then you don't have a choice. But if you discard 2 or 3 or 4 cards that you already have in play, you can choose which one you have to get rid of. Really, really sucks. This card has ended games for me so many times. You flip it over, you do the discard thing, and boom, you lose something you really, really needed. Just the worst. And it's 12 quest points, so it's the hardest one to complete. It has the worst effect. If you reveal this one and get unlucky, it easily ends your game. Once you place enough progress to complete one of these castle side quests, they go into victory display. You shuffle the cards underneath into any cards you have in your deck, and then you get to draw a card. Side 1B of the quest is very simple. It has 3 quest points, and then once there's 3 quest points there, you have to choose a side quest to go to. So it can be one of the castle side quests, or if you have a player side quest in play, or a different side quest that has come out of the encounter deck, you can go to one of those, but you cannot choose this as the active quest once there's 3 quest points on it. And just remember, if you're in the combat phase and you get to place progress with a Blade of Gondolin or something, this is the active quest during the combat phase. So you can't place progress on a side quest in the combat phase. But if there's an active location, the progress would go on the active location. So the Blade of Gondolin and cards like A-Rod, they still help you in this quest if you did travel somewhere. So this is what's really hard. You place 3 progress there, and then you have to start revealing those Power of Mordor cards and the castle side quests. You don't get much breathing room unless you can somehow turtle and avoid placing the 3 progress on here. Once there are 3 castle side quests in the victory display, this card is defeated and you move on to stage 2. All right, let's go. I'm going to try to beat the Fortress of Nurn using Hobbits. Yeah, okay, let's see how this works. On Discord, Mike Gracie said he did it. He used a Bond of Friendship deck, which if you haven't seen this, it's the contract that came with this quest. You can do a deck that has 4 heroes. It gives some deck building restrictions. You can only have 50 cards, which is great because this quest only lets you have 50 cards. And then you have to have 10 cards from each of the 4 spheres. You cannot have 2. You cannot include more than 2 copies of any card by name in your deck. And then that also means you need 10 neutral cards. So that's what I have here. I'm going to have the really cool Visions of the Palantir swag that Dan made for me since I'm a supporter of his. This is really cool. And so I'm going to have that to be my contract there. I'm running the 4 Hobbits. Merry +1 for each Hobbit hero you control. So that is, he's a 4 attack, which is pretty awesome. And then after he participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, I can ready another character that participated in that attack. I got Lore Pippin. Each enemy in the staging area. Each enemy in play gets +1 engagement cost for each Hobbit hero. So each enemy is +4. And then after I engage an enemy with an engagement cost higher than my threat, I get to draw a card. I also have Spirit Frodo. And after Frodo Baggins is damaged, I can cancel all that damage and instead raise my threat by the amount of damage that would have been dealt. And then last but definitely not least, Sam, good quester, good at everything. After I engage an enemy with a higher engagement cost than my threat, I ready Sam and he gets +1 to his stats. So my starting threat is 27. I got that indicated over here. Obviously I can't use the tracker because it's only for 3 heroes, so I will be using these tokens as my resources. I'm hoping this video goes well. It's going to be hard actually to keep it all on camera because this deck uses allies and attachments. I was playing a 4th-3 Hunters deck, but I actually made a mistake with 2 of the cards. I'm actually pretty mad at myself for one of the mistakes I made. I should know better, and I still screwed it up. So I basically wasted 3 hours of that video, and that's okay. That happens. Mistakes happen. All you can do is just pick the cards back up and try again. So that's what I'm doing. Hopefully this video series goes better. I'm going to play this very first quest with this deck. I've never played this deck before. I just built it, so we're going to see how it goes. I have no idea. I know Mike beat the quest with this deck, or a very similar build, but it sounds like he got a little lucky with the castle side quests that he did not reveal, because that's the one I'm most worried about with the Hobbits, the one that deals the damage to everybody. That is very nasty with Hobbits. So I got my Storm the Castle side quests. They're going to go up here. I don't know which is which. This is my Power of Mordor deck. So I'm going to see which one of these I reveal at the start of stage 2. It's Kamal the Easterling. I'm thinking that's bad. I'm assuming having Kamal and Thane Alcar at the same time is not going to be good. I don't know which one he had when he played, but seems like getting 2 really big enemies at the same time is going to be bad. But we'll see. All right. Let's jump ahead to the end of this game, because I actually spend a lot of time just barely making any progress, and it's a pretty slow slog. And here you can see the final turn. So I'm up against 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 against 4. Yeah, right. Okay, so deal 1 damage to each exhausted character, and then discard an attachment from everyone damaged by this effect. So that kills Pippin and does a damage here. So I'm pretty sure... Oh, and then that makes me lose a whole bunch of willpower. So I lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I make 1 progress, and I lost Pippin. So I think it's pretty safe to assume I died. Okay, let's try this again. Well, that didn't go well. I'm thinking Mike. I can kind of see how a deck like this could win, but I think you'd have to get it very lucky. Your opening hand would have to be pretty amazing, and then the order in which you reveal these cards. Yeah, so right. So this is the one that I'm actually pretty well prepared to handle. That's the raise your threat when you draw cards one. If I have Elfhelm in play, I'm pretty well set to handle it. So all these decks, I've already given them a pretty good shuffle. So this is just showing you that I haven't set anything up. When playing the scenario of Lore Pippin, it's important to draw your opening hand before setting up the encounter deck. So I'm going to draw my opening hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's see if I like it. Hobbit Cloak. Okay, that's helpful for defending. A quick way to drop my threat. I got that card again. Ooh, and a Warden and Gandalf. So I'll keep it. Red Book is good. So then that means I do the encounter setup, which means I engage this guy, and I draw this card. Faint. Awesome. And Sam is boosted. I'm going to put... Here, I'll put this from Marvel Champions, the tough symbol on Sam, to indicate he just got boosted. Okay, and then I do all the setup. So 8 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 go under that quest. 3 go over here. That's my deck. And then the other 32 are over there. Okay, so then I start the game. Everyone gets a resource. And I draw another card. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. That's really good. So that'll let me play the Red Book next turn. So I am going to put Hobbit Cloak on Frodo. So he is defending for 4 if it's an enemy with a higher engagement cost. That'll help my threat. And then I have a Feint for later. And the Warden I'm hoping to hold on to. Wait and see if I reveal that deal damage to everybody quest thing, and then put the Warden into play. So I have to pay for that, so that cost 1. And I need to save this resource for Feint in case I need it. Okay. Yeah, so let's commit to the quest. Sam is boosted, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm against one. Just looking at these cards. I need to send... I don't want to quest unsuccessfully, so I'll send 6. Yeah, right. Okay, so I'm going to get attacked by Thane Alcar. So Frodo will exhaust to defend that, but this isn't even trigger because he's only engagement cost is 0. So I'm defending for 2. Attacking enemy gets +2, so I got to raise my threat by 6. Going up to 33. And then he surges. When he attacks, he makes you reveal another card. It's an enemy. 1, 2. So I do make my 3 progress here. Here I was trying not to raise my threat. Alright, so he's a 28, but he gets boosted by 4. So he's a 32, but now I'm a 33, so I engage him. When he attacks, he makes me get rid of a card, so that sucks. I have 2 enemy attacks coming. I'll take him undefended, because I have to. If it destroys a character, it doesn't. I'm just going to raise my threat by 3, thanks to Frodo. And then I have to get rid of a card. I will get rid of Drinking Song. Put it under here. And then I'm going to spend 1 on Feint. And Feint this guy that's attacking for 4. He would have made me deal a damage to the defending character. And then Merry can swing back for 4. And almost kill somebody. But not quite. Everybody's going to ready. Sam is no longer tough. I'm going to go up to 37, draw a card, fast hitch. Okay, that's good. So I have to travel to one of these side quest things. So I'm going to play a good harvest so I can give the red book to Pippin. So I got to spend 3 resources to do that. So 1, 2, 3. Good harvest lets me spend any resource as a leadership resource in this case. And then I'm going to put a fast hitch on Merry. And then I got to choose one of these things. So I'm going to choose the one that says I can't attack non-unique enemies when they engage me. I'll put that over here. All my hobbits are boosted. I think I should be able to remember that. We'll see, Chad says. Right, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm questing for 7. Oh, I didn't even see what side quest it is. Okay, I gotta discard cards until I find a location. And it's 8 quest points. Ooh, glad I didn't reveal that stupid troll. And I still reveal a 4 threat thing. I was just about to say, I'm glad I didn't add 4 threat, and then I reveal a 4 threat location. Alright. Discard, then add a 4 threat location. Alright, 7 against 5. That's the best I can do at the moment. 7 against 7. I make no progress. That means I don't quest successfully. Where to travel? I gotta just take a risk. Travel there, and if this is an enemy, I gotta engage it. Nope, it's not. Okay. I'm getting attacked twice. So first, Frodo is going to exhaust to defend 4 against 4. Exhaust a character you control. Ugh, that is the one shadow I was worried about. God dang it. Okay. Oh no, it wasn't 4 against 4. I took 2 damage there. That would... Oh shoot, I'm dead. That would kill Frodo. That means... Now this guy's attacking for 3. I can't trigger Frodo's response. I'm dead. Okay, I died again. Alright, so I've been playing this deck a lot against this quest because I can see in theory how it could win. And basically I kept losing because of threat. I would have to take some attacks from against Frodo and raise my threat so he didn't die. So if Thane Alcar attacked from the staging area, he has an engagement cost of 0. So Hobbit Cloak doesn't help. and I might have to raise my threat by 4 if Rosie's not on the table. And then if I was engaged with a troll or something else, I might have to raise it by 2 or 4 more. That's 8 threat in 1 turn. So once your threat gets too high, Hobbit Cloak isn't working, and yeah, everything just starts to fall apart. So I added as much threat reduction as I really could, and I kept playing, and I finally won. I did. I won. At least I think I did. You know, I sometimes think I win, and then after watching a video, I realize, oh, that's not how you play Strider. But I think I won. So I recreated my opening hand, because I remembered it, and I recreated the board state with the Power of Mordor deck. So this was the card that I'm revealing at stage 2. So the other 4 Power of Mordor cards are up here. I have randomized it. I don't know which side quests. I don't know which castle side quest is under each one. I'm keeping that random. So I'm going to give my deck a shuffle here, but I already drew my opening hand, and then because this guy engages me, Pippin gets me an extra card. So I actually take that card off the top of the deck before I start distributing them. And then Sam gets a boost because of this guy engaging him to the end of the round. So you actually start with 7 cards in your hand, and then these are the 3 cards off the bottom. And I remember what these 3 cards were, and I remember what these 7 cards were. So all the rest is going to be random. I don't know, you know, what I'm going to draw because I can't recreate that. But I think, if you guys will allow me, these are the 8 I don't get to see. I think if you'll let me, I recreated my opening hand, and I'm going to try to beat this quest again with this hand that was a legit, it was actually a mulligan. This is the hand I got on the mulligan. So I had a fast hitch, Rosie, a feint, and then Pippin drew me a second feint, a Galadriel's Greeting, and a Gandalf, and then a Halfling Bounder. I actually lost the Halfling Bounder to an enemy attack that made me place a card under a castle side quest. But I was very excited to see Gandalf and the Galadriel's Greeting in my opening hand, because that's minus 11 threat, 6 and 5. And I thought, geez, you know, that might give me the chance I need. That'll be able to knock me down enough that it'll give me enough time to build up a board state before I really start losing here. So this was the opening hand I had, and these 3 cards are randomized. I know what they are, but I don't know the order in which they're going to come out. So let's start this quest. 1 threat there. Bond of Friendship swag here. Sam is boosted. I'll use the tough icon to say he's boosted from Marvel Champions there. And again, the Armies of Mordor is the card that will be revealed at stage 2. I need to make 3 progress. And yeah, let's give this thing a go. Alright, so I lost, I think, the next 4 tries, but the 5th try was a pretty good game. You can see I drew a Hobbit Cloak there. And I'm going to do this where I'm just doing a voiceover, so I'm not talking the whole time I'm playing. It's a lot to keep track of if I'm talking and playing at the same time. Alright, so Hobbit Cloak, plus 2 defense if I'm being attacked by an enemy with engagement costs higher than my threat. And I am just going to be sending Sam on the quest, but here I realize I had forgotten to put Ulkar's Guard engaged with me. So quickly put Ulkar's Guard engaged with me, and then now we're going to go on to the quest phase. Sam's committing to the quest for 4, so it's 4 against 1, and I reveal another Ulkar's Guard. It's 25 engagement, 29 of Pippin, and it's 2 threat. So I make 1 progress, which is fine. I make the decision to engage the Ulkar's Guard I revealed. That's going to ready Sam and give him a boost. And Pippin draws me a card, and it's Thalion, so I'm glad to see that. They each get a shadow card, and then I am going to feint one of them, since I have 2 feints in hand. So I'll spend one of Mary's resources to cancel an attack. My goal here is, since Sam is boosted, I canceled the attack. It would have been a shadow of, if I can get this thing focused, +1. And then if it destroys a character, I have to discard a card. Alright, so I canceled that attack. Now Frodo's going to exhaust. It's 4 against 4. And the shadow is, and this kind of stinks, it's attacking enemy gets +2 defense. Not the worst. So, Merry, Sam can attack for a total of 4, +3 from Sam, and then another 1 from Pippin is 8. So that's enough to kill one of the guards. Then Merry can ready Sam. Sam is still swinging for 3, and he can do 2 damage to the other one. So, not bad. Got rid of one of them and did 2 out of 5 damage. And then we go to the next round, and I get a good harvest, which is going to let me spend resources of any sphere as one sphere of my choice. Alright, so there's my hand. Everyone's going to get a resource. Sam and Merry each have 1. I'm going to be saving up Frodo's resources to play Galadriel's Greeting so I can drop my threat by 6 next turn. And I'm debating here, do I want to use a good harvest as leadership resources and try to get in Rosie and the fast hitch on her, because that's a pretty awesome combo to have early game. It's kind of a big decision, because if I can keep a good harvest, after I clear one of the castle side quests and I get a bunch of cards into my deck, there's a lot of 4-cost allies, and having a good harvest is really good. So I decide just to spend 2 resources and put in the Halfling Bounder. So once I do clear a side quest, I can discard him to cancel a when revealed effect. Alright, let's commit to the quest. Sam's committing for 3, Pippin for 2. I'm only up against 1, so that's a total of 5 against 1. And then I reveal a side quest that surges. This is actually kind of a nice side quest, to be honest. It lets you find a card. Alright, so this one, you have to do the travel effect of the active location when it's revealed. But if you don't have an active location, you discard cards until a location is discarded and add it to the staging area. So I add a 2 threat location. So that's a total of 3. And I add 2 more progress, which puts 3 progress total on the quest. You can see I gave up trying to make that focus. Alright, so to travel there, I need to exhaust a character. So I had left the Halfling Bounder up in case I had to take an attack from the staging area from Thane Elcar or something. But I can just exhaust him to travel there. Alright, so he's attacking for 4, Frodo's defending for 4. We get no shadow, so I take no damage. Merry is attacking for 4. Lots of 4s. And that is enough to kill the guy, because he only has 1 defense and 5 hit points. So now everybody is going to ready. And my threat will increase. Everyone gets a resource, and a lot of stuff's going to get played this turn. Like I said, I've played this opening hand now 5 times, and it's on turn 3 that the board state really gets moving. And that's the hard part with this deck. It takes a few turns to really ramp up, no matter what you drew. So I'm going to play Rosie, so now she can boost other hobbits with her willpower. I'm going to give her a fast hit, so she can use her ability twice. So basically, I can send her on the quest, ready her, and then if I need to boost a hobbit during the quest phase, I can, or I can save her for combat. Alright, 3 resources for Galadriel's Greeting. Going to drop my threat down to 23, which is really awesome. That is really, really good. And then, let's see, the rest of my hand I'm just going to hold back. I can't play anything anyway. Alright, so let's travel against this side quest. So I only can place 4 progress on the current quest while that's in play. So it sucks if it comes out late game. But early game, it's great, because if I clear it, I get to choose one of the castle side quests, look at all the cards underneath of it, and then add one of those cards to my hand. Really nice. So I always try to pick the castle side quests I have no intention of traveling to. And that lets me see those cards. And I get, oh god, okay, so it's the Dark Lord's Reach. Probably one of the worst treacheries in the game. 1 damage to every exhausted character, so that's going to be a damage to Sam, Pippin, and the Halfling Bounder. Can't cancel it because I haven't cleared a side quest yet. Rosie's going to boost, and that gives me enough progress to clear that side quest. So now I have the decision of which of these castle side quests do I want to look under. I'm going to choose the Tower of Barador. I don't ever plan on going there. That drops my threat elimination level by 5, and it's also a 5 threat location that sits in the staging area. So those are the 8 cards I'm going to say that were under there. We got the Shire Folk, a Battle Fury, Honor Guard, and a Warden. So 2 of my healing cards. Scout Ahead, Readying, Barlaman. Good cards, but it's pretty obvious. Being able to get a Warden in play would be great. It's scary to play the Warden, though, because one of those castle side quests says deal 1 damage to each character in play. So you have to basically just hold on to the Warden or Yorith until after you reveal that side quest. And you might never reveal it, because it might be the 4th one. Because you need to clear 3 of these castle side quests to advance to stage 2. So one of them don't get revealed. Makes it kind of nerve-wracking of what cards to play, knowing they could all just take 1 damage at any moment. Alright, so I decided to play Thalion. He costs 4. He's a 2/2/2/3. And if you've put a side quest in the victory display, which we just did, he will ready at the start of the combat phase. So that is excellent. So he's going to quest for 2 and then have 2 attack and can take a defense if I need to. Alright, I decide to go against the castle side quests with Kamal the Easterling, and I got lucky. It's the one that adds a location to the staging area. I'm going to discard cards until I get a location and add it to the staging area. It takes 8 quest points to beat it, but of course it's the 4 threat location. I think that's the only one I ever reveal when I get that as my side quest. So I have 5 threat in the staging area. I'm engaged with Kamal. I can defend him right now because he's 49 threat. I think I realize in a little bit that since I was engaged by Kamal, Sam is actually going to be boosted because Kamal's a 49 threat. So I'm sending, if I remember the boost, I'm pretty sure I do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm sending 9 against 5. Okay, this attaches to an Easterling enemy. I wasn't happy to see this because it gives Kamal +1 attack and defense. There, now I remember the boost. Alright, 10 against 5, so I make 5 progress, giving myself a little reminder there of my hand. This is easier to play. I am enjoying recording the video this way. Travel phase, I do decide to get this 4th threat out of staging area, and to travel there you have to discard the top card, and if it's an enemy you put it in play engaged with the first player, and of course it's an enemy, so it's an Elkar's Guard. Its threat is higher than my threat, so I will get to ready Sam and double boost him. He gets another boost, and if I had a card I could draw it. So I boost Sam, he's ready, Thalion's gonna get to ready, and I do have a feint, so I can use that against the guard. I can't use it against Kamal because he is immune to player card effects. So there's my feint. I'm gonna feint the guard. That's gonna cost 1 tactics resource. It was resolve the travel effect, so I could have been engaged with a 3rd enemy if that had happened. Alright, so I'm defending for 6 now with Rosie against 7, and if it destroys a character, resolve the travel effect. And I'm going to take the 1 damage Frodo would have got as threat. Alright, so let's figure out how much I can attack for. That +1 defense is going to hurt. So Sam is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm trying to figure it out. That kills the guard. Mary is going to ready Sam since we killed somebody, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that does 1 whole damage, and then I realize nope, it doesn't, because he has +1 defense, so I don't get to do any damage. And I'm trying to figure out, is there any way I could have damaged him? And then no, I can't. That +1 defense makes it hard. It's funny how 1s in this game hurt, you know, +1 this, -1 that. It really changes things. Alright, 26 threat. Everyone's going to get a resource. I don't have any cards to draw. So this is why this quest is so hard. I mean, you gotta clear one of these side quests to start getting your deck back. Now here I make the strategic decision to play the Warden of Healing, mainly because I already have a lot of damage on the table. I need to clear this quest before I'm revealing another quest. I have a 33% chance of never revealing the castle quest that would kill the Warden. Frodo can now take 1 damage, and I can just keep healing it off. So that's reducing the amount of threat I would need to raise my threat dial by if I use Frodo's ability. So It was a strategic choice. All right, so I'm sending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 against 1. The active location is a 4. Oh yeah, here we go. When revealed, Thalion is going to make an immediate attack against you, but I have a side quest in the victory display, so I am getting rid of the Halfling Bounder, and I am canceling that attack, which is great because after he attacks, he makes you reveal a card. So I basically canceled an attack and an encounter card by discarding the Halfling Bounder. Alright, now the Warden's going to exhaust, heal all the damage on the board. I make enough progress to clear the active location, and I make 2 progress out of 8. So now I'm going to get attacked for 7. So Frodo is going to exhaust to defend. He's defending for 4 with the cloak. Rosie's going to boost it, so he's defending for a total of 6. And the shadow is a guard dog. Yay! I hate these things. The frickin' guard. Yeah, see, anger. That was anger right there. You saw it. So when they engage you, they do a damage to somebody. Not as bad now that I have a warden on the table when I know I can start healing some of this damage off. And then they attack, but they don't get a shadow. So I'm going to defend with Pippin, actually, because I know he'll live. And then I change my mind and defend with Thalion. Just throwing tokens around. I think I made that decision because I knew I couldn't kill Kamal the Easterling. So that readies Pippin, and Pippin can't do anything. So I decided to just defend with Thalion and not take any damage. Alright, everyone's going to ready. We're going to get our resources. I have no card to draw, but I have a Gandalf in hand. And so I'm going to be playing Gandalf. He's going to drop my threat by 5 more. That, that's a total threat reduction of 11 in the first few turns of the game. So it really buys you a lot of time at the end of the game because your threat just skyrockets, or your threat elimination level drops by 5. I mean, you lose by threat a lot, even with Hobbits. So this is a really big turn. I'm really hoping that the card I reveal isn't something too nasty, because I need to kill Kamal the Easterling. So I'm going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rosie's going to not boost yet. I'm going to wait and see what I get, and oh good. It's a gigantic troll. So 5 against 5. Rosie is going to boost. I was waiting to see if I needed to exhaust a character or something. I was going to exhaust her if I needed to. But I did make enough progress to clear this thing. So I'm going to take the 8 cards, give them a shuffle, and draw one. So I did clear that castle side quest. Another Gandalf. Huge. Huge. Super excited to see that. That is a huge, huge, huge card to have drawn. Alright, so now Thalion, he's now a 2 threat enemy. I am not engaging that troll. Absolutely not. So once again, Kamal the Easterling is attacking for 7. Frodo's going to be defending for 6, thanks to Rosie and a Hobbit cloak. Let's see what the shadow is here. And we get... attacking enemy gets +1. So now he's attacking for 8. So I'm going to take it as... I think I initially take it as 2 threat, but then I realized Frodo's going to take 1 threat and 1 damage, because then the Warden of Healing can just heal that right off. And during the editing process, I questioned that, and yeah, not allowed. It's an all or nothing. You either take it all as damage or you take it all as threat. There we go. Warden of Healing, doing a lot of work. Alright, so how much can I swing for? Gandalf, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 more from Merry, and 1 from Pippin is going to be a total of 11, I believe. And that's going to do 4 damage. And that's going to do 6 damage. Okay, I thought so. I'm like, oh god, I hope I didn't put 4. Yep, 6 damage because he has 5 defense. So he's almost dead. He takes 1 more good hit and he will die. I'm just glad I didn't have to engage like a guard dogs or something. And I get Elfhelm. Man, am I glad to see that. That's another huge card to get. Now there's a Power of Mordor card that is not very dangerous to me. Elfhelm is the perfect tech against... I can't think of what it's called right now, but the one that makes you raise your threat by 1 anytime you draw a card. As long as he's ready, Elfhelm will reduce your threat by 1 when your threat is raised by an encounter card effect. So, very, very happy to see Elfhelm. Trying to decide what I want to do. I do have that good harvest, so I could get Elfhelm into play right now. I could also play Gandalf and really drop my threat, but I decide, let's get Elfhelm in play. Let's get that extra body on the table. He's a good attacker. I'm going to use a good harvest to pay for him, and I'm going to keep a spirit resource. So the good harvest lets me spend resources of any sphere as a sphere of my choice, because I know I have unexpected courages and stuff. So now I'm going to go to, what is that called? The Watchful Eye. I flip it over and I get the 6 progress, discard cards until you get an enemy quest. So that's good because the Warden doesn't leave play. So now I'm going to discard cards until I get an enemy. And I get, that's a nice one to get because I don't have to trigger the when revealed. So that's nice. He either says you can't place progress or reveal additional card. So that's nice to get, although there is a ton of threat up in staging. There's 9 threat. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So right now I'm questing 9 against 9. That's not good. Rosie could bump me by 2 more, but I'm trying to decide, should I be sending anybody else? Maybe Elfhelm. But I really want to make sure I kill Kamal the Easterling. And I just dropped my threat by a lot, and I have Gandalf. Okay, so this treachery adds 2 threat, and then it's 2 more threat for every castle side quest you've added. So that's every castle side quest you've cleared. So that's 4 additional threat. So I'd have to raise my threat by 4, but Elfhelm says if you quest unsuccessfully, you get to reduce your threat by 1. So I'd only have to raise my threat by a total of 3. I could boost it with Rosie, but then Frodo would have to take the threat increase, so it's a wash. It's 2 in one hand and 2 in the other. So I raised my threat by a total of 3. Kind of stinks, but I just dropped it by a bunch, so it's kind of not the worst thing. Now I'm trying to decide, do I engage the Easterling enemy that came out? I know I can't handle the troll right now, but I could possibly handle this Easterling enemy and get some of that threat out of staging. I'd really like to quest successfully this next turn. So after doing some math, I decide not to engage that guy. So I'm getting attacked by a 7 attack enemy. No big deal against hobbits, right? I'm defending for 6. No shadow. Happy to see that. I take 1 damage. I believe I just added as damage. Alright, now I get to swing back. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, if I can drop something correctly. 5, 6. Thalion was ready. 7, 8. 8 against 5 is 3 damage. That is just enough to kill the guy. That's why I didn't want to engage anything else. I knew I had just enough after I did the math. The Warden's going to heal Frodo. And then we're going to go to the next round. Everyone's going to ready, get my resources, raise my threat, all that fun stuff. But this time, I get to draw a card. And because Elfhelm's on the table, I don't have to increase my threat from drawing that card. And it's a Vigilante Dunedain. So as long as you have a side quest, encounter, or player in the victory display, the Vigilant Dunedain does not exhaust a quest. And he's a heck of an attacker. He attacks for 3. So, really cool. Really good tech against those stupid guard dogs that attack for 2, because he can handle that attack. And then he has enough on his own to kill him. I decided to play Gandalf. I mean, I just raised my threat last turn, so Gandalf's going to come right back in. A wizard is never late, and he's going to drop my threat right back down. So right back down to 23. And also, there's a lot of threat in staging, so he's going to be able to help me quest and kind of get me over this hump right here. I need to make 6 progress to clear this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 against Niner. Just as long as I don't raise my threat from underquesting, I'm going to be happy. And this attaches to an Easterling, so it's going to give him +1 threat and +1 everything else. So I do make 3 progress, so I'm halfway there. So I could send Rosie to boost Pippin or Sam and make it so I'm 1 away. So I do. I'm going to engage this guy. His threat is higher than mine, so that's going to ready Sam. It's going to draw me a card, and Elfhelm keeps me from raising my threat. A second Warden. So now I'm really happy that I played that Warden earlier, because I've been healing all that threat, and I'll have a Warden in reserve. Alright, so this guy is attacking with now a +2 bonus. So that really stinks, because I thought for sure the Hobbit Cloak and Frodo were going to be able to handle this, and now it's quite a lot of threat that I'm going to have to raise. Yeah, he attacked for 7. There we go. And Frodo was defending for 4. So I'm going to think I take 1 damage and raise my threat by 2. Yep. Alright, so now I can swing back. So Sam's attacking for 1, 2. After I do some healing. Sam's attacking for 1, 2. Mary for 4 more. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 9, 10, I mean. So that's still enough to kill him even with the defense boost. So now I've taken a lot of threat out of staging, and my threat is pretty low. Gandalf's going to leave play, but this is looking pretty good. Hey, look at that. It's an archer, and it's a hobbit, and he refuses to go into focus. Come on, you can do it. In and out, up, down. You can do it. There it is. All right, so he gets +1 attack when attacking an enemy of an engagement cost higher than your threat. All right, so let's give everybody their money. I can't afford him quite yet. Can't afford anything, actually. But I have a lot of stuff on the table. So I'm up against 6. I'm going to send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm sending 9 against 6, and I need to make 1 progress. And I reveal X is equal to 1, and then +1 for every castle side quest in the victory display. And then it's going to be X damage to travel there. So I make 2 progress, which is 1 more than I needed. And that's really good news, because I didn't have to use Rosie's boost, and I have that troll in the staging area. And I get to draw a card with Elfhelm ready. So I get another card in my hand. So I take the 8 cards that would have been under that quest. I shuffle it in with the cards that I had in my deck. I'm going to draw a card here. I don't have to raise my threat. Oh man, huge. Treebeard. Love it. Love it. He is going to be very, very helpful. Gotta love Treebeard, especially in a Hobbit deck. Alright, so to travel there, it is now a 3 threat location. X is a value of 3. So I gotta take 3 damage. I'm going to take 1, and then 1 on Sam, 1 on Thalion, 1 on Elfhelm. And I'm definitely going to engage this troll. His threat's higher than mine, so that's going to ready Sam, give him a boost, and draw me another card, which I don't have to raise my threat for, and it's Fast Hitch. Oh man, yep. That's going to go on Frodo, so now I'm going to have 2 good defenses around. Let's deal out some shadow cards. Alright, so Rosie's boosting Frodo. I'm defending for 6 against 6. There is no shadow, so I take no damage. And let's see how much I can swing back for. Thalion should have been ready. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sam's ready. 9, 10. So a total of 10. Thank you, hands. And I'm a little short, but that's pretty good for the first, for the the same turn that I engaged it. I was able to do 8 damage on him. Oh, what did I do? 7. Sorry, I was able to do 7 damage on him. So he's almost dead. Takes 9 to kill him. All right, Warden's gonna heal everybody. I almost forgot there at the end. Nobody's boosted anymore. Got a little bit of damage on the board on Thalion, but that's fine. Let's see what I draw here. Oh, very nice. So it's Halfast Gamgee. He gets -1 cost for every side quest you have in the victory display, and since I have 3 in the victory display, he is not going to... These hobbits, they do not want to get in focus. So he's free, and then he adds a resource to a resource pool of my choice. I'm going to choose Mary, because now I can get in the Vigilante Dunadanti. So that costs 4, so he's not going to exhaust to defend, and he's a pretty awesome ally. So happy to have him in play. What else can I play? Might as well get the Hobbit Archer in. He's going to cost 2 leadership resources. And I have a Warden of Healing, and I have a Fast Hitch. But I decide I'm not going to spend any of my lore resources on that stuff. Let's get in a giant walking, talking tree. So next turn, he's going to be ready. So I have a lot of good allies in play, and that was a really good turn as far as getting my board state ready. I need to clear one more castle side quest so I can advance to stage 2. I decide to go to Covered in Darkness, so it's doomed to 5. So, you know, you play a Gandalf, you drop your threat by 5. You go here, you raise your threat by 5. Playing one Gandalf basically cancels the effect of that whole Power of Mordor card. Alright, so let's see which one I get. And I get no quarter. So the Warden lives. So this one's kind of tricky. It's 12 quest points. I need to look at 4 of the cards underneath this side quest, and then I discard them. And then I get to choose one of the cards I discarded, and any cards I have in hand and in play that matches it by title, I have to also discard. So I'm hoping I don't have to get rid of anything important. I don't have Bilbo, I don't have Arwen, I don't have Bill, I don't have Barliman. So that was a whiff. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to have those cards in my deck, but I'm glad I didn't have to discard anything I already had in play. So, not bad. Not bad. I need to make 12 quest points, and then once I do, I'm going to advance to the stage 2. So those are the 4 cards that I get if I complete this. And now we're gonna head into the quest phase. So I'm going to be sending quite a bit. I'm going to try to clear this as fast as I can. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to rearrange these guys so it makes it a little easier to see what's on the table. 8, 9, 10, 11. Just verifying my math. So it's currently 11 against 3. That's a 5 progress location. Oh, those surging dogs. I just hate them. This is a lot of threat. It's 2 threat plus 2 for every castle side quest I've already cleared. So that's 6 more, plus the dogs is 7. That means I only make 2 progress. I don't even make enough to clear that active location. So that sucks. No point in boosting it with Rosie, because I can't clear that active location, so I might as well use her to boost Frodo's defense. When those dogs engage you, you got to do a damage to somebody. Alright, so I'm going to get attacked by a troll that's attacking for 6, and the guard dogs are attacking for 2. Thalion is ready. The Vigilante Dunadante has 2 defense, so he can handle the dogs. Frodo and Rosie in the Hobbit Cloak, 6 against 6. And I believe this says once it focuses in, exhaust a character you control. I've played this quest so many times, I almost have every single card memorized. So I gotta now do a little bit of math. Who am I going to exhaust? I want to make sure I can kill the troll. So I'm just verifying if I need to exhaust the Warden, or can I exhaust somebody who is going to be doing the attacking. After doing the math, I realize I can exhaust an attacker and still have enough attack power on the table. So I will take that defense there without exhausting. Let's see what the shadow is. No shadow, so I don't take any damage. And then let's swing back for 1, 2, 3, and kill the dogs. And then Mary and the Hobbit Archer for 6 plus Thalion would have been 8, so I had plenty. Anyway, raise my threat. Almost forgot to heal again at the last second. And I draw an Unexpected Courage, which is really good. That's going to go on Mary. Alright, so my attack power is really online once I get that card in. Because Mary will be able to attack and ready. He readies people when he attacks. It's kind of funny. At this point, for some reason, I stopped spending my lore resources. See that? I just put a fast hitch into play. Watch. Am I going to spend the money? No. Nah. I don't need to spend anything. It ends up not mattering. Yeah, but from this point forward, when I play a lore card, I don't pay for it. I guess I just made that decision on my own, that that's how I'm going to start playing this game. I just don't pay for lore cards. Alright, let's quest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Treebeard should have a resource. 13, 14. So I'm sending 14 against 3. I need to make 12 progress on the quest. 3 progress on the active location. And I get a side quest. It doesn't surge, and it gives +1 threat to every location in the staging area. So I added no threat, which is awesome. Terrible card in 4-player. Absolutely horrendous. So with that, I'm going to add Rosie's boost, and I'm going to clear that active location, and then put 10, you can't see my thumbs, but 10 progress on the quest. And I'm not going to have any enemies to deal with this round, so a nice easy round. Alright, so my threat is currently at 34. I need to make 2 progress, and I draw Faramir. Nice. I won't be able to play him for a few rounds, but if I can get him into play, that would be fantastic. Alright, Unexpected Courage, that's going to go on Merry. Let him attack twice and do his readying thing, so I got readying on the table. Might as well put this extra warden in for free, I guess. Again, I'm not paying for it, and technically I wouldn't have enough resources anyway because I didn't spend the 1 on the fast hitch. You just gotta trust me, it's not gonna matter. I have enough hit points to spare for any direct damage effects, so the healing of the wardens, it doesn't even matter at this point. It's just, I don't know why I wasn't paying for these things. Okay, when revealed, now this kind of stinks. I either have to reveal an additional card or I can't place progress. And I like where my board state is. I really don't want 2 enemies coming out or getting attacked by Thane Ulkar. Or it's really kind of a sucky card to reveal because I was totally planning on advancing this round. And now I have to make the choice. I decide I'm not going to reveal an additional card. I can handle the extra round, basically. And when he engages me, I get to get the boost. So I drew Honor Guard, which is fantastic. Alright, so he's going to be attacking me for 4. Frodo's currently defending for 4 without Rosie, and he readies with Fast Hitch. And now I have to discard an attachment I control. Not happy to see that, because I was thinking, this is a nice easy attack. I can easily defend it, easily kill it, get on with my life. But now I have to make a difficult choice. Do I get rid of one of my readying effects, or do I get rid of the Hobbit cloak? But even with a threat of 35 next round, with Pippin's boost, I'm still under a lot of the engagement costs. So I decided to get rid of Merry's readying. I mean, I just played it, so might as well act like it never happened. And then I don't even exhaust anybody. He's obviously dead. So here's, this kind of right here is showing you why not paying for the warden didn't matter, because I didn't even use either warden the last couple turns. So Pippin should definitely not have 3 resources. He should have 0 resources. Alright, so I get Halfling Determination. So that boosts a Hobbit stats by 2 for the phase. I'm going to play the Honor Guard. Honor Guard lets you exhaust him and cancel a point of damage just dealt to somebody. I do have Faramir still. I'm 1 away from being able to play him. There's only 3 threat and staging, and once again, I only need to make, I believe it's 2. I got to make 2 whole progress. So I'm not sending very many. I'll just send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm up against 3. I decide not to send Rosie. I send a different Hobbit instead, and I get one of those X threat locations. So that's a 3-threader. And with that, I believe I make 1 progress. So Rosie's going to boost a Hobbit, and that lets me clear that side quest. I have 4 cards that I shuffle in with the rest of my deck. Elfhelm is ready, so I'm not going to raise my threat from drawing this card. Elfhelm is definitely one of the best cards possible in this quest. I draw another Vigilante Duendante, so more attack power. I'll travel there. It's now a 4 threat because I just added another side quest. I'm going to take 1 of the damages on the Honor Guard, and then the Warden will cancel the other damages that would have been dealt. So no damage on the table. Treebeard's going to have 4 resources, so he can ready a couple times. So here we go. All right. 3 castle side quests in the victory display. So this is the refresh phase. So you raise your threat, and then you do what this says. It says reveal the Power of Mordor card for this stage. And if you remember, it's the armies of Mordor. So that's the one that says when I engage a non-unique enemy, I can't attack it that round. So it's not the worst right now. It's not something I really need to worry about. I'm not worried about getting enemy swarmed with my current board state. And then Thalion is going to make an immediate attack against you. And I'd like to pause the video and talk about why Stage 2 is so hard. So you get attacked by Thalion right here. And then after that 6 attack, you have to reveal a card, because that's what his card says. And then he has 0 engagement cost. So none of my Hobbit tricks are going to trigger, but just in general, 0 engagement costs means he's definitely going to engage you and attack again in the combat phase, which means you reveal another encounter card. And mind you, in 4-player, he makes 4 attacks right now. He attacks each player. So even in solo, you're getting attacked by a 6-attack enemy twice in one round, and you're revealing 2 cards because of that attack. That's what's supposed to happen, and that's what's so nasty. But I tell you what, I wish that's what happened. Man, that would have been nice. So I think about it for a little bit, and I'm going to have Frodo defend with Rosie's help, so he's defending for 4. Hobbit Cloak does nothing. And then in the combat phase, I can do that again, or I could have Treebeard defend. And there's no shadow, so I decide to Honor Guard's going to cancel 1 damage, and then Frodo is going to take the other damage because the Warden of Healing can just heal it off. Alright, so let's reveal the card, and it is... okay. Yeah, he's attacking me again. That treachery means I get attacked again. So now I have to defend this idiot 3 times in a single round. Okay, so in real time, a full day has passed. I had to go upstairs and help my kids with something. The fun of being a dad. Anyway, I did get a chance to watch the video I had recorded up to that point. I was terrified when I saw that Pippin hadn't spent his resources, but realized it ultimately didn't matter. So you're going to see me remove Pippin's resources, and you're also going to see that I'm going to defend the second attack. And I had thought to defend with Frodo, but then I remembered he can't use his ability. See, the end of the round is not a phase. You're not in a phase, and his ability is limit once per phase. You are in between rounds, which is not a phase. So I had put the exhaustion token on Frodo, and later you're going to see me remove it. Alright, so let's pick up where we left off. I am removing Pippin's resources, so I got that right now. And we're going to deal a shadow card to Thalion. I'm going to have Treebeard defend, since Frodo will obviously die if he defends. No shadow. So that was a 6 attack against 3 defense. The big tree is going to take 3 damage here. Then I'll spend 2 of his resources to ready him back up. And because it was Thalion attacking, his text box says I need to reveal another card. So let's end this insanity and just be done with this Thalion attacks you once thing. No! No! Oh my God! Oh my God, I cannot believe this. For God's sakes. Okay, so I'm getting attacked 4 times by Thalion in one round with a Hobbit deck, so I don't know, just eat the Hobbit Archer, I guess. Whatever, I don't even care at this point. I just can't believe this. And I still got to reveal a card. Final card of the deck, and yeah, of course, why not? Let's get one of those surgy dogs, but hey, the deck is empty, so they don't actually surge into anything, so haha, take that, dogs. So stupid. Oh my God, 4 attacks in one round. Are you kidding me? Alright, I need to make 12 progress, and then Thalion can only have damage equal to the number of progress tokens on this quest. I actually didn't need to raise my threat there. I'd already raised it at the start of the refresh phase, but I forgot about that. So that was an additional threat increase, but my threat is okay. Nothing I needed to worry about. Let's see, I draw a good harvest, so I can spend money for anything. I just choose the sphere, and I get to spend all resources for that sphere. So this is going to be a good round because I get 4 resources on Mary. Excuse me, 4 resources on Sam. So that's going to let me put in Faramir, which is really, really great because the willpower boost he gives, +1 willpower to every character committed to the quest. is pretty huge. And then I have 5 total resources, so a good harvest can be used to put in the Vigilant Dunedain, copy number 2, and that still leaves me 1 tactics resource left. See how I leave that, and I can play Halfling Determination if I need to. So that worked out well. So good harvest is only good for the phase, so that's why I kept the tactics resource. Alright, so I calculate the threat in the staging area. Thane Elcar is 4, the dogs are 1. That side quest adds 1 threat to every location in the staging area. You can see me shuffling all those, what is that, the Rage of Thane Elcar, or Elcar's Rage, whatever they are, back into the deck. So there's a chance I could reveal it again here. And if you think I'm not scared of that, you're crazy. I mean, the way that end of round thing just went, yeah, that was pretty nuts. All right, so Frodo, again, shouldn't have 2 exhaustion tokens on him. I think I realize this later. Maybe I don't. But, yeah, he shouldn't be exhausted here. Only Fast-Hit should be exhausted. So I remember to put the money on Treebeard. So he has 2 resources. I'm sending Thalion, Treebeard, Hellfast Gamgee, Pippin, Sam, and then if I need to, Faramir can boost me back up. So I'm sending 11, and I reveal a treachery that would attach to an Easterling if one was in play, but there isn't. So then I reveal a 4 threat location, which is actually 5 threat, because that side quest adds a threat. So that means I make 1 progress on the active location. It takes 5 to clear it, but Faramir is going to boost me, I think, by 5. So that means I'm going to place 1 progress on the main quest. I clear the active location, and then I decide not to travel to this 4 threat location because it's also 4 quest points, and I'm hoping, since I'm getting all the other threat out of the staging area, I'll just quest over that. Because to travel there, you have to discard the top card, and if it's an enemy, it goes in play engaged with you. And I really didn't want 3 enemies attacking me when I've already defended a bunch. Alright, so the Vigilante Dunedain does not exhaust. He has 2 defense. The dogs attack for 2. I think I'm going to do some healing, and then I decide to pull back and wait to do the healing. The dogs actually should have done a damage somewhere. I forgot to do that, but I have plenty of hit points. Alright, this sucks. So, +1 for each castle side quest in the victory display. So that means the dogs are attacking for 5. And guess what that does? Yeah, those stupid dogs, I wasn't worried about them. I'm like, they're fine. This is okay, whatever. It kills it. It kills that Vigilante Dunedain I just put in. And I'm kind of nervous because I was really counting on that 3 attack. There you can see me remembering that Frodo should have only been exhausted once. Because my plan was to use him during combat here, because he can actually now use his threat increase instead of damage thing. So I'll use Frodo plus Rosie's boost to defend Thane Elcar, so that's 4 against 6. There is a shadow effect. It's +1. And then I'm going to do a little trick here where I heal Frodo and Treebeard. So Frodo has no damage on him, and then Frodo will take 1 of Thane Elcar's damages, and then the other 2 damage go through as threat. I healed that, obviously, for Warden. Then the Warden's going to heal Treebeard and Frodo again. And now we reveal a card from the effect, and oh, baby, I will take it. It just adds threat. So I can't attack the dogs back because of that card there, but I can deal up to 1 damage on Thane Elcar, and Thalion technically should have been ready, but obviously I had enough to do 1 damage. Okay, so we're going to go into what I hope is the final round of the game. In the staging area, there's 5 threat. I need to do a total of 12 progress. I've done 1. And then I need to do a total of 12 damage, and I've done 1. So as long as I can quest for enough and deal enough damage, this will be the final round of the game. I draw Elfhelm, so he's already in play, so that's not a useful card. So that means Halfling Determination is the other card I have that might come in handy here. Alrighty, so I give resources where the resources go, and then we're going to commit to the quests. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rosie is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then I remember Hellfast. 12, 13. There we go. All right, sending 13, and I reveal a location that is actually 3 threat because of the side quest. So I add 3 threat to the staging area. It's not an enemy, which I'm very glad it's not an enemy. So that's a total of 5. I need to muster up 6 more, and I sent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters. So that worked out perfect. So I make exactly the progress that I needed. And I have now placed 12 progress on the quest, which means I'm allowed to deal 12 damage to Thane Elkar here. So I'm going to defend these 2 attacks and see if I have enough attack power left to knock him out. I'm nervous because losing that second Dunedain really hurts. Alright, Frodo's exhausting to defend against Thane Elkar. And the shadow is he gets +2 defense. Oh, it just makes it even harder. Frodo's just going to take them both as threat. And I forgot to reveal the card after the attack, but I took a look after the game was done, and it was just another location. So it didn't affect the game at all. Alright, the dogs, I'm going to risk it one more time. Not exhaust to defend. This time there's no shadow. So I survived the dog attack. Alright, can I muster up enough attack? Let's calculate it out. Frodo is still ready, thanks to Fast Hitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. Rosie will boost Mary. 8, 9. Treebeard, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Plus I have Halfling Determination. Yeah, no problem. I was definitely able to muster up enough attack to knock this guy out, even with the +2 defense. So, yeah, that's a pretty big deal. I mean, to be able to beat Nurn with this Hobbit deck felt really, really good. It was a great way to play this quest, and I don't ever plan on playing it again. I don't know how many times I've played it, but it's a lot. And I am just very grateful for this quest because it really tested me and it taught me a lot about deck building. So thank you, Caleb, for making this quest and for everything else you've done. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.